Hi, and welcome to Cat Ren Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we will be discussing my pull box. As you can see, it is Comic Book Wednesday, and I got another fat stack. Okay, so first in my pull box is DC Rebirth's Teen Titans #1. It's a continuation of Damian Wayne reassembling the Teen Titans. I have read this book already. It's really good. It ties in beautifully with DC Universe Rebirth that came out months ago. It goes on from the Rebirth one shot they just had. It's beautiful. I'm really enjoying it. I love the fact that Alfred's in it for a little bit. So, shout out to Alfred fans out there. Titans is next on mine. Titans #4. I picked a variant cover just because I didn't really like the original cover that much. I'm loving Titans. If you're not reading it right now, it's really good. It's a direct continuation onto Titans Hunt. You read that. Next is The Flash #9. This is the tale of the two kid Flashes. So we have Wally West and we have Wally West. So I'm excited. I have not read this yet. I'm looking forward to it though. Next on my pull list is Batman Detective Comics #943. The start of the Victim Syndicate. This takes place right after the Night of the Monster Men. So far, Detective Comics probably been one of the best things in Rebirth. So if you're not reading it, you should be. Next is Deathstroke #5. It's a continuation on from the Ravager contract. I'm loving the fact that Rose Wilson's in it right now. I haven't read this one yet, but I do know that it's kind of a mismatched team up with Ravager with Batman and Robin with Deathstroke, or at least that's what I heard. I'm really excited to read it. I'm really loving Deathstroke. If you're not reading it right now, you should pick it up. Next is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman #9. One of the things that kind of annoys me with this storyline is the fact that he's going back and forth between the two different timelines each issue. They're two really good stories. It's just I keep finding myself having to go back to reread certain issues in order to remember exactly what happened, or so I don't kind of get mismatched. Definitely when I go to rearrange everything after the full run, I'm going to have it completely arranged out of order, just in order to have the story arranged appropriately. Next on my pull list is Suicide Squad #5. I don't really feel like I need to justify this because it's Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, it's worth it. Next on my pull list is Vigilante Southland #1. This is one of the new miniseries that DC Comics is releasing right now. I actually read this first. I gotta tell you, this feels like a movie to me. Like, it feels like something that was pitched as a film and then it didn't happen, so they decided to turn it into a vigilante comic. It's written really well. I'll give it a chance. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to continue on really well or not, but you know what? I love DC Comics, and their miniseries have been really great recently, so I'm definitely going to keep up with it. Next on my pull list is Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme #1. Sorcerers Supreme #1. It's a team of all Sorcerer Supremes. I haven't read it yet. I love Doctor Strange, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Next, in going on with the Doctor Strange train, Doctor Strange and the Mystic Apprentice #1. I love this variant cover. I'm really loving what they're doing with Doctor Strange in comics right now. So they had 2 of them. I had to pick up one of each. There are 2 different books though, so don't get that twisted. There are in fact 2 different books, 2 completely different stories. I have not read either yet, but I'm excited about both. Next is Deadpool. Deadpool 21. One thing that Marvel's doing right now that I'm really not liking is they're basically posting all #1s on things that take place after Civil War, even if it's not a new run of the story. I really hate that Marvel does this so often, and it really throws a lot of people off, especially new readers, who they'll pick this up thinking that this is in fact the #1 when it's not. I'm really enjoying Deadpool, but that's just something kind of crappy Marvel does. Next on my pull list is Spider-Man and Deadpool. I love this cover, by the way. They're playing video games. And it's a really funny book if you haven't read it yet. I know the first trade's out for it. Give it a shot. If you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a Deadpool fan, if you just like funny books in general, you will enjoy this book. Trust me, it's a good book. Next from Boom Studios, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, #8. Basically, this is all nostalgia train. If you're a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan at all, you're going to enjoy this comic because it feels exactly like the show. I have a lot of issues with the trailer they just released for the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film. That could completely surprise me. It could end up being amazing. However, it doesn't feel like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film to me, personally. But you know what? I got it in comic form. I'm not going to hate too much because I got it right there. Next is Ion Press's Another Castle, #5. This is some gloriousness. Basically, like, all I gotta say, Sailor Moon-esque art, very, damsel in distress, not damsel in distress. This is a princess that doesn't need saving. When she's captured and she could actually end up just freeing herself, she decides to stay in order to save another castle, another kingdom. And right now, they're dealing with whether or not she's going to be forced into a marriage to this jerk-off. And her big issue is if she doesn't marry him, he'll destroy the kingdom that she's currently being held in. And if she does marry him, then he'll destroy her kingdom. There's only one sword in the world that can kill him, and it is not in her possession currently. But you know what? People are rallying for her, so I'm really excited. I have read this. It's really good. Pick it up. Look for it in trade. It's amazing. And finally, the last thing on my pull list is Spook House #1. This is a little, like, creepy kids campfire type stories. It's an anthology piece. The art's very cartoonish. It's really dumbed down for child readers. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of a little bit R.L. Stine, a little bit, one of my favorite books when I was a little kid around Halloween time was Garfield's Scary Tales. And it's a lot like that. There's a great story with a monster that lives underneath the sink. And another one that has to do with a family that's just really twisted and just carnivorous. And you know what? Pick it up. It's good. It's an ongoing series. It is going to continue on. It's definitely going on my pull list. I'm very excited for it. And yeah, that's it for this week's pull list. Comment below to tell me what you picked up or what I missed this week. And remember, if you liked this video, please like and or subscribe if you'd like more comic book videos like this in the future. And remember, this is Cat Run Figures, and I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.